Welcome to the Royal Daily Tea YouTube channel. Please be advised all of my videos are for entertainment purposes only, based 100% on my own opinion, my own theories, and my own research. All of my information can be found on the public domain and falls under the fair use guidelines. Please feel free to do your own research. Good afternoon and welcome back to the Royal Daily Tea. So are Spotify and Netflix getting ready to dump the Sussexes? It appears they are definitely tired of the dynamic duo who have not produced a product that they have paid for. Now, as I mentioned before in previous videos, there is trouble in paradise with the streaming giants and the Sussexes. You know, you can't sign your name to the dotted line and take huge payment advances and then not deliver the product. So now, a year out from the time they signed with Spotify, Spotify is now taking over the production of Archwell Audio. Now, we know that the Sussexes signed an $18 to $25 million deal with the streaming giant Spotify back in November of 2020, with them releasing their one and only podcast, which was a 33-minute holiday special back in December of 2020. Now, things were starting to look up for Archwell Audio when the duo hired Rebecca Sonanis to be the head of Archwell Audio back in July of 2021. Well, since then, there has still been no podcast, which is having a lot of people scratch their heads asking what the heck has this lady been doing for the past 6 months. Now, I'm not trying to be rude here, but it's not complicated to run and manage a podcast, especially with such a high-profile couple who has a Rolodex full of high-profile friends. Does she go to the office and arrange the office chairs? Is she counting staples? I'm not really sure what this woman is doing. Apparently, Spotify has had enough with the couple who are not producing, so now they are hiring 3 people, 3 producers to join their production team. And those 3 producers will be handling every aspect of the podcast production. Again, makes me wonder what the heck Rebecca has been doing for 6 months. So now that Spotify is pretty much locking Harry and Meghan into a spare room, hitting the record button and telling them to talk, it's not a good look that they're having to strong arm the Sussexes into producing. They have procrastinated for over a year, and it's pretty embarrassing to Spotify. See, Spotify got a lot of grief from people for paying the Sussexes such a huge amount of money when there's a lot of starving artists out there who barely make any money at all. And now this couple has not produced any worthy content. The one 33-minute show was a complete snooze fest, and something called Well Sounds scored higher. So it's really, really embarrassing for Spotify that they made such a big to-do about the dynamic duo out in Montecito, and then they have absolutely nothing to justify that huge contract. Is Netflix now going to follow Spotify's lead and start strongholding the Sussexes into producing? See, Netflix is having some major financial problems. They announced that they are now raising their membership prices $1 to $2 starting in March. Now, Netflix has a lot of competition with other streaming companies like Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, HBO Max, Hulu. So they're not the number one streaming giant that they used to be. It also appears that they've lost close to 250,000 subscribers in the UK since they have signed Harry and Meghan. And last week, the streaming platform forecast its lowest number of new global subscribers in the first quarter since 2010. This, according to analysis at a research firm, Digital Eye, may cost $90 million per year if all of the 750,000 subscribers leave. So this is not looking good for Netflix. Again, they cannot afford to pay people multi-million dollar deals if they're not producing hit shows. They most recently canceled Paris Hilton's cooking show after just one season due to her having low ratings. So they can cancel someone like Paris Hilton, who has a huge social media following. What do you think is going to happen to Pearl after one season? I do not think the Sussexes are going to get the full 25 to 50 million dollars because they just don't have anything that's interesting. Nobody cares about Pearl. Pearl, the show that's based on the 12-year-old character of Meghan Markle traveling through time, meeting influential women. I can already hear people snoring. It's going to be a snooze fest. It's pretty much going to be The Bench come to life, starring Meghan Markle. I mean, how exciting is that going to be? An animated version of Meghan Markle giving a woke salad speeches with women through history. Yeah, I see kids just really enjoying that. Not. So they have a problem, okay? I think the Sussexes, as I said before, are broke. They're going to go broke. They hired all of these huge producers last year to help produce Invictus, to help produce Pearl, yet nothing has happened after 16 months. Now Netflix is having to hire people who can do the creative part, the animation of Pearl. Again, there's too many chiefs and not enough Indians, apparently. Too many bosses, too many people with ideas. It seems to me that things are bottlenecking and nothing is moving forward. There is a rumor that, Meghan might have been hard to work with. I know that's surprising, you guys. I know. That's what happens when you have two untalented people who have grandiose expectations and grandiose ideas, but they don't know how to start. So now Netflix and Spotify are coming. You got to pay the piper. You can't just sign your name on the dotted line and cash all of those huge advances and then not do the work. In my opinion, I believe Harry and Meghan really did have good intentions. They were excited. They left the royal family. They made these huge announcements like they do with their charities, how they're saving the world one charity at a time. And then you hear that Archwell Foundation did $50,000. You know what I mean? It's like they have these grandiose ideas, but they don't quite deliver. The train never quite gets to the station. Yeah, that's what happens when you think you're grander than you are. The delusions of grandeur, as I said in my previous video, is a problem for two privileged people who don't realize they're not really that great. You kind of have to have some talent and a really hard work ethic to get things done. So they're having a little bit of some creative problems, and now the networks are like, put up or shut up, poop or get off the pot here. And I don't think those deals of making 25 million are going to happen. So that is why they're selling their quote unquote Montecito mansion. This is why I believe they're looking for a second home in the UK. And they're trying to get that free worldwide security because they can't afford it. They're trying to become those global citizens where they get the free international security wherever they go because they don't want to put up the $500,000 to $1 million price tag. Look, I don't blame them. But at the end of the day, the point is these two grifters are finding the grass is not greener outside of the palace walls. Reality sucks. Bills have to get paid. The royal family and the taxpayer dollars are no longer supporting their lifestyle. And even though he has about $30 million, when you go through $3 or $4 million a year, the way that these two spend money with their expensive lifestyle, going through, $2 or $3 million a year, that's not going to last them very long. They have to have that money coming back. So they're really, really pushing a lot on Pearl, on the Heart of Invictus, and really need to get some very, very popular, well received podcast, which I have to be honest, I don't see it happening. I don't care what celebrity you put on their podcast. People don't really care about celebrities anymore. Nobody wants to hear about Serena Williams crying in her teacup because, oh my God, I had to get up with the baby at 4 a.m. The nanny was on vacation. Does anybody care what celebrities have to say anymore? I don't even watch award shows. I honestly don't know what kind of topic they could have on a podcast that's not going to be a woke salad lecture or some privileged celebrity talking about themselves. I mean, have we not had enough of this? Honestly, I think the year and the span of celebrity interest has gotten really, really low. So I don't imagine their podcast, even if they do produce something, really going to be well received. I really don't. And Pearl, I think it's dead in the water. I honestly don't think this thing is ever going to hit the airwaves. And if it does, it's probably going to be canceled after one season, just like Paris Hilton. And the Heart of Invictus, I mean, I think it's a great idea. It's going to be a wonderful show. But again, I mean, is this going to be something that's going to happen year after year, season after season? Is it going to be a huge ratings bonanza? I don't know. There's so much competition and people have such a short attention span that I don't see this being a huge hit for Netflix. I really don't. So I'm really wondering what's going to happen if those deals are going to dry up, if Netflix is going to give them their walking papers, if Spotify is going to make them do some shows. But even if they produce the shows, if they don't have ratings, are they going to drop them? Are the Sussexes going to be singing for their supper? Let me know what your thoughts are, guys. Leave your comments down below. As always, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe because it really helps me out. You guys, we're getting close to 6,000 subscribers. Please make sure you check me out on the Royal Daily Tea website. I am updating it with blogs as well as checking me out on my other social media accounts. As always, I appreciate you. Thank you and have an awesome and amazing day.